seminars, training sessions. What would you like to see yourself do, AC?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think there's a couple of things that the industry needs to change. I think when handicappers are selling their picks, they get a bad rep because most of the time what they're doing is just posting the winners. They're not giving that much analysis on each play. They're not even showing their clients how to actually come up with that play.
Okay.
And I think that's key in the industry. I know no one wants to give up their secrets, but with anything, I feel like with anything in business, when you're having someone under you long term, you need to let them in on how you're calculating your lines, why you're making this play, so that they can go out and use the knowledge. I think there will be more of a premium on the handicapping market if you're actually helping people out by like maybe training them, showing them exactly why you're on this play so you can teach them for the future. And then people might worry that you're losing clientele, but there's always new clientele. Every week someone new is starting to bet.
Right.
But I would think that would gain a lot of rep in this industry. And I think the industry is moving forward. There's a lot of great companies out there like Don Best that are providing actual analysis instead of just saying, hey, I'll sell you a play for $100 over here.
Right.
So I mean, just to clarify, I can see myself in the future being some kind of consultant. I already talked to a couple big companies out there, but I'd like to help get a better reputation on the industry and help people to learn how to cap themselves and look for trends and any way that they can beat the market.
So you want to say something?
Yeah, AC, are you on Twitter or anything? Are you starting to kind of put stuff out there via the internet? Where can people find you? How can somebody get a hold of you? Either through watching our show or you just being active via social networking.
The forums is pretty much the best way to find them, right? On the forums.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really communicate with many people on there. I just really post my pictures to help people out. But on Twitter, I mean, I just opened up a Twitter.
Okay.
A little bit ago. It's actually AC Sports 23.
AC Sports 23.
23. Would that be for Michael Jordan by any chance?
Yeah. Everything's 23 for me.
Dude,
All
are
right,
you kidding me?
powerful.
It's funny that you said that. Did you watch the Today Show this morning? They had his mansion up there for sale.
Oh, did they really?
On the front gates, 23. 56,000 square foot.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Oh, my God.
They listed it at 29. It's down to 21 mil. But, wow, it was such a Michael Jordan.
Man,
I mean,
that's
the
amazing.
man. So
That's really cool.
You're a big Michael Jordan fan. Yeah, I think that you're right. Breakdowns are important. Teaching others. Yeah, so what? Maybe one day they're always going to need your advice. You can teach them only so much. You know, you can't teach them everything because not everybody's going to be able to do what you do or what I do or etc.
Yeah.
So all right, because we're going to throw some more. We're not leaving you alone with one play here now. I'm going to tell you who I like too. Okay? I'm going to tell you who I like before I ask you anything else. I just did an interview with Pro Football Central. That's why we were running a little late. Doing a lot of this stuff lately and having a little fun with it.
That's right.
I like the Patriots, man. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, but if I had to cap my own game this weekend, I'm going with the Pats. I like Brady to come back home after a loss, tap dance on a struggling Miami team who look better in the early weeks than they have of late. So I've been pretty accurate the last few weeks. I gave you Pittsburgh. Last week I gave you the G-Man. And now my Danny B play of the week in the NFL is take the Patriots. New England Patriots. AC, would you like to contest that, agree with it, or just go on to a different game?
No, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. I think Miami's coming into this game as a slump. I think they lost 3 in a row. The Patriots, I like the fact that they came off a loss to the Jets, so I think they're going to be fired up because they don't want to lose any ground to the Jets in the division. I actually capped this line at -7, so as I said before, a lot of my lines are spot on with Vegas this week.
Mm-hmm.
And when I release plays to my clients and my private clients, I usually only tell them the plays that there's an advantage. So for something like this, when I have -7 and Vegas is -7,
Right.
to me there's no clear advantage there. So, but if I was gonna choose, I would take the Pats just because I think that they're going to be fired up and ready to go.
So part of your market reports, you'll say there's an advantage or a non-advantage. So it's play it or don't play it, or do you give opinion like you just said? So that's not a system play for you. It's just an opinion play for you.
Correct. Yeah, I like to definitely distinguish between the two.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's no way I'm going to hit 60. I think last week, I finished 7-2. There's no way in hell I'll keep those numbers up if I'm just taking every play. That's just not. That's just the law of numbers, right? If you're playing a lot of plays, you're not going to hit 70, 60%. You got to pick the ones where you can fire on and take advantage of the market.
So you can break down the games and you'll give in your report, okay, this is an advantage or back off this play. I got you. It's hard because some people like to bet a lot of games. Some people do okay with that. I feel less is better. My approach is less is better. The games it's tough. It's not easy doing what we do. That's why most gamblers are walking around with lint and bubblegum wrappers in their pocket. Rabbit ears, if you will. This is not easy stuff. I've seen handicappers come and go. Oh boy, have I.
Yeah.
I've seen sites just popping up out of nowhere. It's like chia pets. You drop a little water on them and you're a handicapper out of nowhere. It's just changing the business. But there are some sharp guys out there. I got a couple of guys. There's a guy, Ty, I've been talking to for several months. Yourself here for about week 2, week 3. I can't believe it's week 8 already in the NFL? Week 8 already in the NFL? That's crazy stuff. Week 9 at college. BCS is out. Let's talk about that real quick. And I want some more free plays from you. BCS is last year. Are you a believer in the BCS? Do you like the way they have Florida State in front of Clemson, or do you agree with the top 10, if you will?
Well, actually, just talking about that game, Florida State and Clemson, last week, that was one of our biggest plays. I had all my guys fired on Florida State. I think they were laying. It started at -2.5 in Clemson, who already beat an SEC team at home, and it shot all the way up to 4.5. The Vegas basically gave that game away that Florida State was going to win that game. That's what I have to say about that. But as far as the BCS, I think I don't like the current way. I think they're going to go to a playoff system, but we're still going to have the same problems where, let's say, 4 teams make the playoffs. What about the 15? They're going to be bitching about not getting in. So, I don't think there's a set way to make a true national champion, given the way that there's all these conferences and all the teams don't play each other. But, I think I heard on the Dan Patrick show, I like the fact that he mentioned that Vegas should create the championship game and the rankings and all that, because, let's be honest, they're the guys that are actually breaking down the numbers day by day.
Yes.
And then on the flip side, you really can't let Vegas do that because there'll be too much, they might arbitrage because there's future bets out there where people try to take who's going to win the national championship. So, it's a tough call, and I think they're moving the right direction with this playoff system, but over the past couple of years, we've seen that the BCS just ain't working.
No, I'm not a big believer in that. The AP has their top 10, the coaches poll, the BCS. I think there could be a better way to get the championship taken care of, and maybe they're on the road to recovery with that. I don't know. It's basically who's going to show up on a certain day. Bama obviously is the front runner. You have Texas Tech sitting at number 10 out of nowhere, not Texas A&M. It's just whacked out. Last week, what was there? 5 SEC teams that got upset? Something like that? 5 SEC teams. It was a crazy weekend.
Exactly.
Do you see any big potential upsets in college this weekend? And we'll go back and get some more pro action from you. Maybe something.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've already done some college research. It's funny you say that about Texas Tech. They came off a big win. They're undefeated. You said what are they up to? They're number 10?
Yeah, number 10, BCS. That's what they started at, number 10.
They actually traveled to Oklahoma this week, who came off a game last week against Kansas.
They're number 15, yes.
Yeah, and Oklahoma here is favored by 7.
Mm-hmm.
And ESPN, the media, is all over Texas Tech after how they've been playing the past couple weeks. And then Oklahoma looked pretty shitty last week against Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And that line keep popping up, but I'm not a believer in Texas Tech. They're one of those teams where they pass the hell out of the ball and they continue to score points, but when it comes down to the big games, they tend to collapse, and you're like, oh, that's right. It's the same shit every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not a big believer on them. As you said, I think Alabama's still a great team because they have great quarterback, they have awesome defense. I think a good upset of the week will be South Carolina. I think they're going to roll into Mizzou
and
actually win straight up. That line's sitting at +2.5, and South Carolina's coming off a crushing defeat last week. And Missouri is riding high right now because they had a huge win last week. So we all know we've seen this story a lot. People start saying, "Is Missouri real?"
Right.
Or they contend to. South Carolina's quarterback out. They got their backup in, who I think due to my numbers, is better than their starter.
Okay. All right.
So,
Then
but I like that game a lot.
you like Kakalaka, South Kakalaka. Yeah, I mean, they look appetizing. I know them. The bandwagon is on Texas. I'm sorry, Missouri. Yeah, I was looking at that game too. Shaw, the quarterback that got hurt. So you're saying their backup, which I don't know his name, he has better skills or better numbers than Shaw, because Shaw was like a front runner for the Heisman to open up the year, correct?
Yeah, I mean, Shaw can do great things for you, but he can also do terrible things for you.
Yeah, like get hurt.
Dylan Thompson's more of a pocket passer. He's a big guy. He can stand in that pocket, and he can make plays that are dynamic receivers out there. And Missouri is that type of team where they have the speed on defense. On their defensive line, they're a bunch of beasts.
Okay.
So, I mean, they would get to Shaw, because Shaw would be trying to scramble. He wouldn't do. He would force turnovers. I like Dylan sitting back there in the pocket and just making quick reads.
Okay. All right. So, were you saying Oklahoma's going to take down number 10? Or you're not touching that game? Or just for the record, you say South Kakalaka?
I think Oklahoma will definitely win that game. The fact that it's up to 7, I don't like it as much. I liked it earlier in the week when it was below 7. And I think it'll continue to move up because people always know how Oklahoma comes in big games.
Right.
Takes down that, but I think they will beat them. But, yeah, I like South Carolina to be that little low money line dog over there on the Gamecocks.
I can taste that a little bit. My weekend analysts, they like the other side of that. I didn't even mention how my opinion was. I asked them who do they like. They both like Missouri in that one, but they're not really gamblers though. The guys that are on my show, they break down the games. They're not gamblers. They're numbers guys. They're very good at what they do. Tom Fallon, he votes for the Heisman Trophy winner every year. Yeah, he's from ESPN. Then I got Adam Oslin of Fox Sports. This guy's brilliant. He's my West Coast guy. He knows the numbers. He bets a little bit though, but we're in a different league. We're talking betting $50, $100 versus betting thousands of dollars. So there is a bit of a difference there. All right, so you like South Carolina. My screensaver went off here, went black on me. I like the Patriots on Sunday. You said Oakland in the over. Let me pull up my site here again. Let's get some more action coming your way, pal. Here's one. Giants in Philly, my friend. Giants in Philly. Who do you like in that one, and why?
I like the. I actually have some family that works for both the teams, but I don't like to say that on the air in this business. But I like the over in that game. I mean, I think it was set at 53.
Yes, it was.
And the Eagles only scored 3 points last week. The Giants only let up 3 points last week. Both teams will make adjustments. The Giants D played one of the worst offenses in the league in Minnesota.
Okay.
And Michael Vick's coming back. I think this one will shoot up to the high 50s and the 60s. So I think it's actually moving against it. It actually went down to 51.
Right, that's what I'm looking at right now, 51.
Yeah, it opened at 53, and I thought I liked to play at 53. So hey, I'll take 2 points anytime I can get it.
So why is it going down? Public perception, wise guys, your thoughts on that? Because sometimes the line will move for various reasons, injuries, blah blah blah. The public, sometimes the sharp players might be betting it down only to bet it back up. So that's something to consider too. I agree with that. I think the Giants they haven't scored many points. The Eagles scored 3 points. Vic might come back with a vengeance. I think if he does his thing, I see this to be in a high-scoring game. I mean, I don't want to tell you the side. I don't know, but if I'm going to put money on that one, I like the over in that one, and I like the Patriots. So I have to concur. Let me tell you, my Cowboys are at Detroit. Traditionally, they've had heartache there. Does Detroit cover that small spread, or what do you do with a game like Dallas-Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a hell of a game. I think that those teams really need a win. Dallas wants to stay up in the division. The Eagles and Giants are playing each other, so one of them is going to get a win. And I actually have that game capped at Dallas +3.
Okay.
And I believe right now, what is the spread right now? Is it -1?
No, our Scores and Oz has it at 3, actually. Detroit at 3. It could be off. It's a generic spread. But, yeah, I'm showing 3 right here.
Okay, so, yeah, our lines are spot on. I mean, I like Detroit in that game.
Okay.
Dallas just came off a nice victory at the Eagles, who had an awful week. Mm-hmm. And Detroit lost a heartbreaker. And Detroit's too good to fall out of contention this early.
Right.
I think they'll get it done. They're actually, you're right, I just pulled it up. They're juiced in the -3 pretty hard. for Detroit. So I think we're getting a lot of sharp money right now in Detroit. I think by game time that'll come up to 4, and that's why I would get it now or buy it down.
So do you like them over 3 though? Say if it does go off. So some people don't bet till Sunday. You know, not a lot of players bet Monday or Tuesday. They wait for Saturday or Sunday. Do you bet them past 3, or do you hold tight at 3?
No, I would bet them past 3 because I think they'll win by 7+.
Okay, so you have a ceiling of a touchdown on that game. You know, everybody has their own approaches to this stuff, Andy. You've been listening now. You've heard various
Getting an education.
Various styles. I have my style. AC has his style. The Philly Godfather, of course, has his approach, which works for him very well. And I'm out there trying to talk to everybody. You know, God gave us one mouth and 2 ears. Most people talk too much. They don't do enough listening. And I'll listen to anybody. You know why? Because the stupidest person in the world might say one fucking thing that makes sense.
Changes your life.
Just one fucking thing. So you listen. What you do with is information. It's strictly up to you. But the more input, the better off you are. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. But I listen to anybody, and I'm always looking. I'm always looking for new talent. And I want guys to be my research and development department. Guys that are young and don't have 2 kids to chase around. You're chasing women around all night. That's a good thing. That's a good problem. Go ahead, Andy.
AC, throw your Twitter out for the fans again. Let's hear that again. We want to blow that up as much as we can.
Yeah, it's AC Sports 23.
AC
They can email me too. It's AC4 life 23 again at gmail.com.
AC for Life 23, and that's your handle on. What's your handle on the forums? Is that what you go by?
Yeah, it's AC for Life.
So they know you on the forum since 07. You chat. You one of those guys that are up at 4 o'clock in the morning going back and forth with people, or you just do your thing and get off?
Yeah, I really just do my thing and get off. I mean, I know some people are on there with 1,000 posts a day, but
Hey,
I'll post one time a week and just throw my games out there and then come back and tell people how I did or say I told you so.
Perfect.
Okay, or I'm sorry, one of the above, right? There's got to be bad weeks for everybody. We all have them, you know. It's part of this business. And a lot of guys, the problem is if we get new members in, Andy, and they come in on a bad funk, they want to condemn you, give you the middle finger, send you nasty emails and texts. It's a long term. You don't need me for a weekend. You don't need me for a week. You need me for long term.
It's the people who are going to sit and really take it on the chin when
the
they
only way
need
it
to
works.
are going to end up prospering.
Stop being fucking crybabies when you lose, too. Nobody likes to hear a fucking crybaby.
But, hey, AC, man, you're super sharp guy. It's great having you on the show. I mean, I love the picks. I love the education you're giving us. And you seem like a hardworking man, and I love that. I love that hustle that you've got. So really bringing the show.
Well, you grew up around the casinos. You grew up around Atlantic City. You're a young guy, 30-ish, you know, college grad. Good for you. You have hair on your head? Huh?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm up here now.
No, I said, do you have hair? Do you have hair on your head?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, someone was walking by. I still got a nice chunk of hair. I got some nice thick hair and slick back.
There you go.
I was only having fun with you, buddy, because I lost mine years ago from this business. Took it down when I was 37 years old.
I saw it. I tell you what, when you have a tough game on the line, it can make you lose your hair in one day.
Dude, it's crazy. I always tell the novice guy that just wants to make money, don't watch the games. They fucking drive you crazy. Especially basketball. I love basketball when you get hit with that buzzer beater.
Exactly.
You don't
want to watch. When you're taking under on a game, that's the worst game to watch unless you're driving, because the game goes freaking fast as hell.
Oh, you know what? The best thing, I can't watch the games unless it's my team, and I just check the scores because watching why you lost the game makes it worse, you know? As you're watching a guy first and goal and you need him to punch it in so you get the over, and then they get stuffed 4 times in a row, or he fumbles on the first play, or etc. What was that? 4 weeks ago, South Carolina was ready to punch it in to push the number over, and then the team scored. I just like when we see shit like that happen, you're like, So
exactly.
Don't watch these games. Keep your hair. It's good for you, especially in the winter months, unless you wear hats.
Well, you saw the Ohio State game a couple weeks ago where...
I did. Yeah. Northwestern game, right? Ohio State Northwestern game. That was nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an example. But shit happens in this business, you know. And the same for the squeamish. This business is not for the guys that are playing with rent money or scared money. Have money. Let the money work for you, and don't cry if you have a bad week. And here's some There's sore winners and sore losers, Andy.
That's right.
The sore winner can never win enough. I should have bet fucking more. I love
That's
that
a greedy,
fucking game.
greedy guy.
Greed will come back and bite you in the fucking ass. It really will. So I would say be consistent. Every once in a while, you have to step it up a little bit, you know? Every once in a while, you got to double up, you know, maybe a stronger play or whatever. How do you rate your plays? Do you have a rating system? Some people call them units. Some people say double up or triple up. How do you advise, like say on the forums, if you like one play stronger than another, do you rate them or how do you rate them?
I mean, to me, I think if I'm going to make it a play, they're all pretty strong. So it's usually the same amount for each play. And then if I like a play big, I don't tell people that how many units I'm putting on it or advise them to people that I work with to put on it. But I'll just say, I mean, I got a huge play like the Texans last week. I mean, there's just certain plays where you have a great chance of winning. So I don't like to put more than 5 times what I usually bet on a game, but
Okay.
if you really know, I mean, there's times to fire and take your chances.
Well, I agree because there's a lot of guys out there that, you know, they'll tell you to if you have $5,000 to risk half of it on a game because they really like it. That's suicidal. I always say allocate. This is my advice to you. Whatever it can be, whatever your bankroll allows you, 10,000, whatever it might be. Move portions of it. You know, stay consistent. If your average bet's 200, stay at 200. But don't be afraid to go 400 or 500 on a strong play. You don't have to go 10,000 or 5,000 or 1,000. Be who you are. And that's the bottom line. Some people try to impress me, and I can do this, and that's not what you're made up. That's not your makeup, you know. You be who you are. And, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. We're going to definitely keep in touch. So let's break it down. For the record, South Carolina over Mizzou on Saturday. An opinion, Patriots, you kind of concur if you want to play that. Off the record, you said you're not. I like the Patriots, so put that in your pocket or your pipe or whatever you smoke. You also said Raiders over with the Raiders, and Detroit looks good up to 7. 7 cap on it. It's not going to hit 7, but it very well can cap off at 4.5. So we have AC from AC Sports.
That's right. This has actually been the most watched Ustream that we've had. Good and bad news. We had so many people viewing. We dropped the feed in the first half, but we'll have it on full on iTunes. But AC, man, you're bringing the heat.
What? We lost our Ustream?
We lost about 20 minutes of the first half, but that was just kind of getting to know each other, and it's just part of the way it works. But we've had more viewers than anybody so far, and you could catch the full thing on iTunes. So AC is bringing the heat.
We lost the show again.
No. We have the second half of the show. The first half, we had so many people viewing it once it dropped it.
How did that happen?
I guess it's just too much bandwidth. But I mean it as it's an okay thing because you could get the full show on iTunes.
Yeah, but I sit here on camera for a reason, though.
No, I know. But
if not, I'd sit here in my fucking pajamas. I put dressed up for you fucking people.
AC's bringing the heat, and so is Danny B. We look forward to having you back on the show for sure. You're really bringing it, man. It's awesome. Great info today.
AC, we'll talk to you later on, partner. Thanks for your time, pal.
All right.
Bye-bye.
One more thing before I sign off. I got something for you.
What's that?
I got so I know people like degenerate plays. If you guys are losing Saturday, put your money on Hawaii late night. And then thank me later.
Stay
shit.
up, grab a bag of blow, and bet Hawaii. Good advice, right? There you go.
Pick alert.
There you go. There you go. Listen,
All right, guys,
thanks,
you.
pal.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Well, guys, girls, there's another edition. Join us on Monday. We didn't have Moses today. I brought Jason Kids basketball instead. So, hey, we're out of here. I got some shit to do, and I got to actually take a piss. So,
Me too.
You guys have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.